I want to show you how to write 30 plus, or however many you want, social posts with AI without sacrificing your own ideas or authenticity. Now I'm going to show you two different ways to do this. First is how to create your own workflow according to your own ideas, so on and so forth. And then the second way will be like the done for you route. All right, so the first thing we need to do is we need to create a step-by-step formula to write tweets with AI so that we can then teach AI how to write tweets. So here I simply searched on YouTube how to write viral tweets, and we're going to find one that teaches a good way to actually write tweets. So going through this, there honestly aren't that many, but that's not a problem because we're going to do this two different ways. So first, I'm going to copy this one. This seems like the most promising. I'm going to open up Cortex. I'm going to go to chat, and then we're just going to tell it to break down exactly how to write tweets. All right, so I wrote break down exactly how to write a viral tweet based on this video, include things like how to write the hook, what type of topics to write about, how to structure the post, and what makes for a tweet that is relatable, has high reach, and sparks engagement. I'm personally going to use Claude because that's just been the most consistent for me, and I'll press enter. Okay, so this is good. The actual output of this is pretty solid. I know how to write tweets, so it's good. It starts with a winning structure, talks about hooks, taking a strong stance, supporting with specificity, closing with impact, topic selection, psychology. Okay, so now what we need to do with this is we're going to turn this into a new document, and we're just going to name this how to write viral tweets for fun. We're going to delete this part of it and the rest of the AI output just so it's clear and concise and can teach the AI. And now the next thing I want you to do is to create a new document and just title this tweet structures. And then what you're going to do, this is what's going to take some time. If you want to do this, if you want to make the AI output really good, you're going to get 5 to 10 tweet structures that you really like. So you're literally just going to copy paste the tweets text into here. Now, one thing I do inside of my Cortex personally is I have this meta document that contains all of my other documents. And I have a specific post styles document that has embedded tweets in each of these. Now, AI can't read an embedded tweet. Twitter is actually pretty closed down now in terms of being able to pull information from Twitter. So unfortunately, you just have to copy paste tweets from Twitter itself, which sucks. But if you can take the time to do this, I promise the AI output will be so much better. Okay, so I have all of my tweet structures or tweets I want to emulate inside of here, and they're just separated by example and then a specific type. And so once you have the tweets you want to reference inside of here, I have 10, but now you go to chats and then you type something along the lines of, so I added the tweet structures document as context here that contains all of the actual tweets. And then I say, break down these 10 example tweets into their structure, spot common patterns between them, and really focus on what makes the tweets engaging and impactful. Break down the hook structures, psychological biases, content format and structure, and anything else that would accurately teach me how to rewrite the tweets myself. So I'm going to send that, see what the output is. Okay, so that gives us a big detailed list of what makes these tweets do well so that we can rewrite them and teach them to AI. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this as a document again, and then we're going to teach the AI using both of the documents that we've created how to write tweets. So we have this saved as a new document. I called it tweet structure analysis, and it has all of these here. Good. Now what we're going to do is we have these 3 documents, right, that we're going to feed as context to a prompt creator prompt. So you're going to go to write incredible AI prompts, and then you're going to say, I want to create an AI prompt that. So I said, I want to create an AI prompt that helps me write 30 viral tweets, guide me through 2 phases, ideation and writing the actual posts. That way the prompt will help me come up with the ideas first, and then we'll write them all out. And I said 30 viral tweets, but you can write as many as you want here, and we can always refine the prompt as well. So then I said, use tweet structure analysis to understand how to structure posts, use how to write viral tweets to understand how to write posts, and use tweet structures as examples to write from. These are the 3 documents that we created earlier. Then I hit enter. So what this spat out is a meta prompt that we can use over and over again that gives it the role of being a viral tweet generator, gives it context as to what I want, and then instructions. So phase 1, ideation, coming up with actually really good stuff. You go through any social media course and this is what you're probably going to learn. And then phase 2 is execution. So writing them out, and it's using effective structures. So we'll see how that goes. And then for each tweet draft, polish the hook. Damn, really good. Okay, constraints, output format, etc. We're going to create a new document with this. And then I name this prompt write tweets because I store all of my prompts as documents. And so whenever I want to reference one, I can just search prompt and then it will pull up all of my prompts that I can reference. So what I mean by that is if we go to chat and then I add context prompt, and then I have all of my prompts here, I can go to write tweets, and then I'm just going to say, help me write tweets. Hit send. And then it asks a question, phase 1, ideation. To get started, could you identify 3 to 5 broad topics you're knowledgeable or passionate about? These could be areas like business. Once you share these topics, we can dig deeper. So this is where the cool stuff comes into play, right? Because the goal with AI, at least in my opinion, is to not come up with the ideas for you or write them for you, right? It should be from your authentic experience because that's what makes the writing good. So thank goodness that the prompt actually did this for us, but I said philosophy, writing, productivity, self-improvement are the ideas that I want to generate. And then phase 1, philosophy, and it asks 4 questions. And then same thing with writing, same thing with productivity. So you don't have to think in terms of writing content. You just have to think in terms of digging into your personal experience, and then the AI writes it in an effective way based on your ideas. Now, if you want AI to do the writing for you, we're going to talk about that in the next way that we generate tweets, but let me answer a few of these. Okay, so I got those questions answered. Here's how I structured them. A little typo here, but you can read through this if you'd like. I just answered the questions. I feel like I didn't even give that much to it just to test the capabilities of AI, but let's see what it does next. Okay, so I really like this because it didn't write all 30. It wrote 10 and then asked me for feedback on them. So this is super cool. But tweet 1, happiness isn't found at the destination. It's found in the struggle. The climb is what gives life meaning, not the summit. Most people waste their lives chasing peaks when they should be falling in love with the ascent. Pretty good. Not bad at all. Writing isn't creating, writing is thinking on paper. The blank page isn't waiting for your creativity. It's waiting for your thoughts to organize themselves. Stop trying to create content and start trying to clarify your thinking. Damn. Okay, these are pretty good. Now, I'm just going to tell it to continue. So we have 30 tweets, okay? Okay, so the second batch explores deeper applications of your insights. The tweets about perception and interpretation are particularly strong. Okay, really cool. Wow. Yeah, your perception filter, what you believe becomes what you notice becomes what you experience becomes your evidence reinforces what you believe. Holy crap. Okay, that's actually good. For me, at least. Look at this one. 2 readers approach the same philosophical text. First reader, this is too abstract. Second reader, this is immediately applicable. First reader, this is impractical. Second reader, this solves my problems. The difference isn't in the text, it's in the reader. I would rewrite this, but this is good, right? This is a good starting point. So I can press continue again or just say it. This is actually super cool. These tweets are actually very good, surprisingly. This is a lot better than what I'm going to show you next and what's already in Cortex. So if you want to write based on your ideas, do exactly what we did. I'll share these documents in the description just so you can access them and try this yourself. But I'd recommend doing it yourself and coming up with your own tweet structures, finding those that you want to emulate, because this is all productivity, philosophy, that kind of stuff. Okay, so the next way you can write tweets is to just go to chat, then go to create, then generate viral social posts and write 15, I'm going to say text posts based on ideas from anything. I can drag a PDF in here. I can reference a previous newsletter that I've written. I can turn a YouTube video into text posts. I can do whatever I want, right? So I have a previous YouTube video saved inside of my Cortex. called, or I can just type the topic, right? I can just say productivity and it does pretty well, but I also have the YouTube video, how to get ahead of 99% of people. And this is my most viewed video. So it has a lot of potentially viral ideas inside of it. So if I hit send here, then it should write 15 text posts based on what are already validated ideas. And this structures them in multiple different ways. It structures them in single sentences. It structures them in paragraphs. It structures them in lists, so on, so forth. And then I can save this as a document and generate 15 more if I want to, or generate as much as I want. So that was actually pretty cool, and I was surprised by AI's output. I just did that from scratch. I didn't even have that planned. So now you have a way to write social posts with your ideas, and I learned something new there too, that's pretty freaking cool. So you can try that out in Cortex. As I said, the links to the documents that we created are in the description, but I recommend you create your own. With that, please go through, try it out. Let me know on Twitter what you come up with, what the tweets actually are, and I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you in the next one with more tutorials.